Good afternoon. It is January 5th already. The new year is in full swing. Our brand new January 2020 and all that comes with it, with double, 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 double. Hopefully you saw our other video. Everything, everything, everything is double. And we are ready to go for this new year. And so I just want to welcome everybody to Sunday afternoon training. We are going to call this Sunday Slowdown to Speed Up. And every Sunday when we come to you, we're going to be thinking about how we can slow down today so that we can speed up for the week. And I just want you to kind of think about that new terminology because it's really what we're all about. And what we're going to be really focused on for this new year is setting goals, working with goals, talking continually about how to do our goals. And one of the things that I want to, with our 2020 vision, I had recorded I had done a training the other night, and right away, as soon as the new year started, I was so excited to talk about goal setting and what that all means and creating a great January and how to kind of put it all together. I talked literally about an hour and found out that when I paused it, I never unpaused it. It didn't click, and when I hit unpause, it didn't unpause it. And so I had about an hour's training that didn't record. So I'm going to bring some of that back to you today, hopefully, and just know that, oh my goodness, sometimes the best intentions, right? It got my mind working at least. And one of the things that I'm going to be talking a lot about with the 2020 vision this year, it's all going to be about 2020 vision this year. And one of my new sayings is that it came from Ari Hathaway, National Sales Director, which she got it from National Sales Director Gloria Mayfield Banks. And I love it that I now have even put it on my phone, which you can't see, but it's on my phone. It says, create a routine that builds, whoops, it just moved, that builds a machine that drives the dream. So create a routine that builds a machine that drives the dream. And I hope that in doing that, for all of you, we will be really, truly creating dreams to come true for you. And this business is so awesome because as an independent beauty consultant, you get to do the business however you want because you're not a dependent beauty consultant, you're an independent beauty consultant. It means we're all equal in this. We're all in this the same. We all start as a brand new beauty consultant and we all work our way up to whatever level we want to. And so I want to bring to you today a little bit, if you have not printed this off yet, I am going to send it out again today. Let me see if you can see it. It says Creating 2020. And it's a whole sheet with a bunch of questions on it. And I have some additional questions as well that I want to ask yourself. So I am going to have you look at this. And so the questions on this for the New Year's pledge, the New Year's pledge says, I'm releasing whatever in the past has caused discouragement or disappointment. I am open to new ideas, activities, and relationships. Each day, I will work with a laser focus on income-producing activities. Income-producing activities. We used to talk about it all the time, and I realized we haven't been. It's called the IPA, income-producing activity. This new year will be filled with optimism, joy, and enthusiasm, and this will be my best year ever. And I hope you will take that as your motto as well. And the way that you can have this be your best year ever is to fill out and answer all the questions, because it will get you laser focused into what do you really want? What do you really want to change? Who do you want to become? And just know that you can become anything you want because it's a step-by-step process. And the very first question on this, the sheet says, what would you like to be your biggest triumph in 2020? And that doesn't have to be just business. That could be for you, your biggest triumph, it might not necessarily be a certain level in Mary Kay. It might not be just a certain um, bar pin. Well, bar pins are for the directors. It might not be, like Queen's Court of Sales or Queen's Court of Sharing. It might just be something very personal that would be, if you did it, no matter what, your biggest triumph would just, you would know that you have grown and you've made a difference and that you're on your way to achieving what you want in your journey of life. And so there's a couple questions here that I really, really like. And that one, of course, is to get you to really think, like the biggest thing, if no matter what happened, and you got to think in the terms of no matter what happens in my life, no matter what circumstances start to become my reality, no matter what, I could achieve this anyway. And when you have that purpose, because people always say, like, what keeps you motivated? Well, what keeps me motivated truly is just knowing that I'm progressing and that I'm working towards something. Perfection is not anything that I ever look at. I trying to be perfect. But growth, yes. And being on purpose with growth, yes. And sometimes we are growing in different ways. Sometimes we're growing in our personal life. Sometimes we're growing in both our personal and professional life. And sometimes we're growing just in our professional life because things are going on in our personal life that stop us from that. But we can still grow professionally even when maybe our personal life feels like it's at a standstill. Or maybe, just maybe, you're just having growth completely because your personal and your professional life are really just who you are. They're kind of combined into who you are, what you do, and how you live your life. And so whichever way is good for you and works for you, then amen. And so I believe, because when we're growing in any area of our life, we really are growing in all areas of our life. And one of the best things that I love, what advice would you like to give yourself in 2020? Like if you were to sit down and tell yourself something, what would it be? And so I think the key is just sitting down, slowing down, sitting quietly, and really work on some of this for yourself and write it down. Because I can tell you, we can have all the intentions of what we want to do and become in our head. It can be there. But until we sit down and write it down and really get looking at it, that we can then devise a plan to put it into action to make it happen. And so the additional questions that I would like you to ask yourself, the additional things, and this is so that you can be a reflective. This is a time to reflect. And so to be a little bit reflective, if all this were to come true, what you're looking forward to, what would be your major indulgence? What about your work are you most committed to changing and improving? And what brings you joy? What brings you joy? Who or what other than yourself are you most committed to loving and serving in 2020? All those questions. This is setting the goal. These are like dreaming. These are putting all the things down that, no obstacles, no anything. This is what you would love to have happen. And then on the back side of your sheet, these are some of the things that I want you to think about. I want you to think about your goals in the sense of, your house and your family. What would you like to see change, and what would you like to see improve? What would you like to have to do? The other thing is self-improvement. Taking some time about and for yourself, your community and your faith life, your financial life, financial life. That's huge. Your health and your career all together. See that it's who you are. All those levels are who you are. And so here's the thing I want you to think about. What would be your biggest obstacle? If you wanted all that to happen, what would number one be your biggest obstacle? I think you really need to look at that, because if you don't know what your obstacles could be, you aren't necessarily going to plan for them. But if you know what some of your obstacles are, that can be part of the growth, is to learn how to work over, around, under, or through those obstacles, because we all have them. We all have situations in our life that are going to happen, but it's working. Mary Kay always told us, the people who succeed are the ones who have all those things happen in their life, but they weren't learn to work around, over, under, around, and through. So it's just one of those things that we are going to have them, and we're going to have people say no to us, and we're going to have disappointments, and we're going to have all those things, but we will have growth if we know how to work anyway. And so the other thing would be, what could hold you back? Like, what truly is holding you personally back from attaining any of this? And I'm going to sound like a broken record, I know. And because one of the things that I truly, truly, truly believe in is the power of positive affirmations and the power of what we say when we talk to yourself. Shad, S-H-A-D, Helmstetter wrote a book called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I read that many, many years ago, and it changed my life. It changed how I thought. It gave me a new thought that we can change who we are. We can change where we are by changing what goes into our mind. And the power of doing that on a repetition over and over, we can reprogram our belief system. We can reprogram who we think we are and what we think we can actually do. And I've shared with you many times a story, and it is about a young lady that was held back, and she had so many things that were holding her back. We wrote out all of her fears. We wrote them as if they were already overcome, and how excited she was that she had overcome all these things. And we put it on this is a long time ago, a cassette tape. And she listened to that 2 to 3 times a day, and within 3 months could do incredible, remarkable things that she could not even leave her house prior to, barely leave her house. There's so many things she couldn't do. And she reprogrammed her own mind to believe that those fears had overcome, to the point where not only was she able to leave her house, but it just changed where she was going in her life. And I saw it firsthand, and also with myself. And so I know how you can change how you think and what you do. And it's kind of like, somebody said, well, is that brainwashing? Kind of, but in a good way, in a way that helps you grow and become who you really in your heart want to become. But there's things holding you back because of the way we think. The mind is such a powerful thing. And so I want you to be thinking about the things that could hold you back, what obstacles you might be coming. And then I want you to do this. Once you decide what you want, it's not about just writing it out. It's not about just having the words. It's about pictures, because our minds also work with pictures. And so it's like, what those things that you really want, they need to be pictures, and they need to be where you see them all the time, if you really want them to happen. But I also, again, know I've had it done to myself personally several times, where I've had a goal poster and I put pictures on it, and all these things have come true, even if I didn't look at it every day, because they say something about, I forget the percentages, but there's, studies out there, like, if you just do that and put the pictures down, create the goal poster, put the pictures in, even if you don't look at it within 2 years, that something like 80% of it can come true. And again, that happened to me, because I put one together and put it away in my office and never looked at it until about 2 years later. I found it and I picked it up, and literally all but one thing had come true on that thing. And since then, actually, that came true after that. It's real. And so I want you to really think about putting together a goal poster and then taking a picture of it and shooting it off to me. I would love to see that. The other thing is, what do you need to study? What do you need to study in your business in order to move up in the business? What do you need more of in your business or in your life? What do you just need more of? What do you need to change? And who are your friends? Who are the 5 friends you spend the most time with? Who are the 5 people that you listen to the most? And really listen to what they're just saying to you, and find out, are they putting negative thoughts into your head? Do they just complain all the time? Do they actually bring something to you to increase how you are and who you are? Is it working and getting you towards your goal? And so as you can see with these questions, with writing down what you really want in your heart, looking at some of these questions, it's really living your life on purpose. And I gotta tell you, when I think about like other jobs that I had, they didn't teach me how to live my life on purpose. I mean, yes, I went to work, and a lot of times I worked with very nice people, and I've had a few bosses that have taught me tremendous things in my life that I can very much pinpoint who taught me what and when. And I call those defining moments in our life. And I definitely can do that. I can look back at all the people that have influenced me and say, you know, what was it that they taught me? And some people taught me what not to do. Other people taught me what to do. And so that happens. Some people are going to teach you what not to do. And so and sometimes we hear somebody else do something and we go, wow, that sounds different than I thought it would, and I don't want to repeat that. I don't want to sound like that, or I don't want to do that. And so we can do that. Okay, now, the other thing I want you to think about is, what do you have to do right now? I mean, like right now, to organize your business. And what I mean by that is, if somebody came to you tonight or tomorrow and said, oh, you're in Mary Kay? Oh my gosh, would you be able to give me a facial? Like, I haven't had one of those facials in a long time. And ran into a lady just the other day, and she said, do you know that however many years ago, she said it was probably 30 or 40 years ago, I was at a Mary Kay thing, and the one thing I remember, and I've never forgot, and I've told a whole bunch of other people about it, was to use your ring finger and always just go in towards your nose and never pull out, and never pull out this way, never go back and forth. She goes, I remember that. And I tell people that all the time. And she said, a guy that she ran into said, I remember you talking about that, and you're never supposed to pull out in your eyes, and you're always supposed to go in. And she's never been a consultant. She was just a customer. She remembered that. And so you do make an impact. But if somebody came to you and said, I want a facial, would you be able to tomorrow do a facial with them? And if not, what do you need to organize in order to do that? And I just want you, I don't know if you can see behind, but my office is no longer Christmas. My office has been reorganized, cleaned out and reorganized. And I have a skincare class table set beside me. This is in the middle of my room. I want you to notice the red jacket over here, right there, red jacket. Isn't she cute? Okay, so right behind me now, right in the middle of my room, is a table set up so I can do a skincare class. I've got my hostess contest. The Valentine's contest is there. This is my hostess credit, a flyer that I do for hostess credit is right there. And then there's 4 things, and I can actually put 6 up. And so my office is cleaned out, prepped, and ready to go, that I could hold a skincare class in 10 minutes if I needed to. My trays are all cleaned and prepped and ready to go, and I am ready. So that was something that I talked about in the last week, and so that is what I knew, that if I wanted to make my month what I really want it to be, which is huge, with double credit, double credit, then in order to do that, I needed to get prepped and ready to go. The everything that needs to be next to their trays, next to their tray. The trays are cleaned and ready to go. Let me turn it this way. Something fell. My shelves are ready. Right here are all my skincare class, or my skincare products, so that I can actually do a facial. And so everything's at my fingertips, everything's cleaned and ready to go. And so what I want you to know is, if you don't have a room like this where you can set it up, you can still have it packed and ready to go at a moment's notice. And that is what I want to encourage you to do this week. I want you to be ready by Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. Make it a goal by Tuesday or Wednesday this week to be ready to do a skincare class, be ready to do a facial. And so then once you get this ready, oh my gosh, I just felt like I'm ready. I am so ready because I have my stuff put together. And so now that I've got that done, making phone calls, well, I better make them if I want the thing to happen. And if I do, I can say, girl, I really am open tomorrow. Do you want to do something tomorrow night? So if I make phone calls today and she could do something tomorrow night, I'm ready to go. I'm ready for her. And actually I have a facial tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And so I'm ready for it. I'm ready to go. So the first step is, number one, knowing what you want. The second step is to take the first step to get ready. And, sometimes it's a step-by-step process. And I know all of our minds work differently. And for me, what I had to do first was to get all the Christmas stuff put away. Then, once I got that done, that just in my office, it's not all put away in my house, but it is in my office. So all the stuff taken out, and then I take an area or a section or a drawer at a time and pull it all out and see what needs to be organized. So it all depends on how our brains work, but I like to have things be together. And for instance, over on this side of the room, see this shelf right here? Let's see, this shelf right here. I have one, like the bottom part of it, I have one of those right over here. And inside that are all my skincare class supplies. So all my extra things. And so everything I need, if I'm doing a facial, and I need any applicators or I need any extra anything, they're all in one spot. If I need things for consultants, because I'm a sales director, so I have consultant stuff in this one back over here, except up top, let's see, which way do I go? This is weird. Okay. Okay, over there. Up top, right over there on this, that's actually my discontinued product. So I put some discontinued stuff up there so that when I'm doing facials, I can say this area over here is discontinued product. And if you would like to look at that, it's my sales. It's my real sales. And I don't put everything on sale, but I can put something that's discontinued. And what I want you to know is, because if for some reason it's getting very near the 3-year shelf life, or if it's got a expiration date on it, it's very near or just hitting that expiration date, I will let them know, I've got this on special and this is the reason. It's still okay to use, but you're going to want to use it right away. And so I'm going to give a deal on that. But all my regular products, like, I'm not going to put a deal on it all the time, okay? Except if they have a facial. And so so that's the thing. So getting organized, having you feel like you could go do a facial tomorrow. And here's what I found. If you set up at least 1 or 2 appointments first, you have a deadline to get organized. And see, I have a facial tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I had a reason to get organized. And so on Friday, that was the goal, was to get everything organized in my office so that I could actually do this facial that I have scheduled for Monday afternoon. So on Friday, I did that. Now today, it's Sunday, and everything's ready to go. So I don't have to think about that. But now today, when I get off this call, is I'm going to do I'm going to go to a different area of my house and organize something. So here's the other thing that I want to encourage you to do this year is, depending on your schedule and how many days you would have to do this, but I would pick at least one day. If you can do every day, that's okay too. So anywhere between 1 and 7 days of the week, find something that you can clean out or organize. and sometimes Mary Kay told us this a long, long time ago, that if you just clean out one drawer a day, you know, I always think of a drawer or a little area or something, you organize one a day, and you will have a clean house all the time because you continually are reorganizing and continually do that. I think I used to think that if I just organized my house once on January 1st, that it would stay organized until the next January 1st. So I don't know about y'all, but that doesn't even happen by January 3rd. It could be like, So you just have to kind of be on purpose with that as well, because it's always staying up with. Okay, so are your samples that you need to use up to date and current? And when we talk about the new year, this is the perfect time to take it out of your inventory. And if you didn't already, take it out and then erase that number on your inventory and do it so that it looked like you took it out on December 31st. So all of your own personal items and all of your demo items, make sure that the products you're using to demo with are current. Make sure that your starter bag is set up with all current samples, and that you, in your full-size roll-up bag that you use to sample with, if that's what you do, make sure all of that is current product. And it's okay to take it out, replace it, and then you write up 2 slips. One is for personal use, one is for demo use. And everything that you need to update your personal products and your demo products for the end of December, you know, the end of the year for 2019, you would not include those in your inventory. You'd write them on these 2 sheets. Okay, and if you've got some old product that you don't think you can sell, it, or you want to donate it, then write that on a separate slip and then donate it. And don't donate, though, something that isn't usable, because that gives us a bad name in a sense. So don't do that. Don't give product away to somebody and have it be nasty. Where they go, ooh, that Mary Kay stuff, I tried that one, that was nasty. All right, we don't want that. Okay, and then we talked about doing your inventory before, and again, I can't remember if that was one of the things that recorded or not, so I'm just going to remind you that to do your inventory, you can, if you have a paper order sheet, and when I talk about a paper order sheet, I'm talking about one of these, the regular paper Mary Kay order sheet. If you don't have one of those, you just write on the sheet of paper. But what I do is I write it on this, because I take this with me. I go right where my shelves are and I write everything out. And this is if you don't have a program where you automatically keep track of your inventory, which I don't, because I tried it one time, and every time I did it, I was always like trading something with somebody or whatever, and I never put it in, and then I got all. So I write down here, if I have 5 cleansers, I write in 5. Then I take this and I put it in, I go to In Touch, and I pretend I'm doing an order, and I put all the information of everything I have for my inventory into In Touch like I'm doing an order, but I just print it. I don't send it. I just print it, and then the company then In Touch calculates it all for me, so I don't have to sit here with a calculator. It's much faster just to put in 1 2 1 2 1 2 or whatever and do that. And depending on how you want to do your inventory at the end of the year, you can either write like I have 10 eyeshadows, or you can write which 10 eyeshadows you have. You can do it whichever way you want to do it. It doesn't matter, because what matters to the IRS, if you're going to use Mary Kay with your tax, what matters to the IRS is the amount. They don't care how many blue eyeshadows you have. They just want to know the amount. Now, that takes me to our tax night. So Thursday evening on January 9th, we are going to have a tax night. And the tax night is going to start at 6:30, and it's going to go live just like this is. I'm also going to have the conference call up, which sometimes my best intentions, you guys, I was going to put this all on conference call. I was going to bring the conference call up while I did this video, and I just realized I forgot to do that. So if somebody got on for the conference call, they're not hearing me. Okay. But tax night, and I sent out a sheet that is like, it looks like this. This is the sheet that my tax lady uses. and I sent this all to you. You can print it off before the tax night. So we want people at my house. She was hoping that we'd have at least 10 here. She wants people at my house, and we're going to put people at hopefully on the conference call and on Zoom, so that we will have a lot of people listening in to what she has to say. You can write questions down and you can ask the questions. If you want to send them to me ahead of time, you can do that too. And I just want you to know that I'm hoping that we get to answer everybody's questions. And then what I will do is she allowed me to Zoom video it. And so I'm hoping I can put it up onto our channel for just a short period of time, and then it'll be saved in my computer, because I'm not sure how we can do that. There's also an app. There's also an app that you can, it's called WhatsApp. And if you go on and download that, I can send videos to you through WhatsApp, and they go through. It doesn't matter how long they are, they go through. So I want you to know that. So let's begin this year by focusing on a couple things. Let's begin this year by focusing on increasing the amount of personal use products that we're using, so that you will be using every product from head to toe, except for shampoo. You'll be using Mary Kay. And I might be talking to you about that. The other thing is, let's start slowing down on Sunday to speed up through the week by doing a weekly plan sheet and a weekly accomplishment sheet. And I'm going to make a suggestion that if you're going to sit down on Sunday to kind of slow down, to speed up, that one of the things that you do each week, it'll be a great time to do that now, is each week think about on Sunday making sure that you enter all of your sales receipts and party information into a weekly accomplishment sheet, either paper-wise or online, and you can do both. But to keep track of that and to do a weekly plan sheet each and every week. And then we can really look at that and say, it really made a difference, because once I did a weekly plan sheet and I planned things out, then I could do a 6 most important things list every day. And my life changed dramatically when I got consistent with the process. And what I want you to do is get excited about the process, because the excitement doesn't just come when we reach a goal. The excitement is truly when we are experiencing and enjoying the journey of it all. Because if we form good habits now, everything that you need to know to be a successful director and a successful national sales director is all learned at the skincare class. All those, and we'll talk more about that, because Linda Tupin has talked about it for years. Everything you need to know to be successful, you learn at a skincare class. And then we just transfer those skills to different areas of the business and different areas of our life. And we might, transfer those skills in a higher level, but we still transfer the same skills as when you master a Mary Kay skincare class. I want you to know I'm also in my red. I plan to be in red all month long, because this is the month that the company's offering double credit, double bonuses, double everything when we're in red jackets. And see the red jacket, and I'm just going to wear red. So you might see me even in red and not my director suit. You never know. And I want you to know that it's going to be a great week. And if you need help putting together some affirmations, because you want to get serious this year in changing who you are, where you're going, and you really feel like you have growth, and I want you to let me know. We will then work with some affirmations designed specifically for you, and the fears and the obstacles that are just yours, that we can help you overcome. And I want you to know that through some recent conversations and some things that I've been doing, it amazes me how much training that we get in Mary Kay to become our best self that it's not given in other occupations. Sometimes it's not given to people just anywhere, and this business does it almost free. So I just really hope that you will work on purpose and be on purpose and work with a plan this year. I'm super excited about it all. I'm super excited of where we're going. And I feel like this month, we can get that jump to make everything happen, because everything you order this month is counts double. Every new recruit that you get towards Queen Court, the Court of Sharing, counts double. Every bit of production counts double towards our big unit goal. And my big unit goal this year was to hit $650,000 and go on the free trip. And I believe that if we make this month happen and make this month huge, that will give us that extra jump that we needed to get back on track for that. Because we're not on track for it. Not going to lie, the first 6 months, we're not on track for that. But we can be, and there's no time to give up. We've got 6 months of the best 6 months of the seminar year in front of us. We're in it right now, and we have until June 30th. And so I just want you to make it happen. Slow down tonight just a little bit in order to speed up through the week and really focus on what you want to make happen and where you want to be. And I just can't wait to hear more about your goals. So make it a great week.